What's up, guys? Becca Me is here, and today we got another Terminator film, Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines. Okay, so is this movie great? You'll have to find out in my review. This is my review, but come on. Okay, so this movie starts off with a narration from John Connor, now played by Nick Straw. Last movie he was played by Eddie Furlong, but now he's played by Nick Straw. It's been 10 years in the show's context. It's been 10 years since, Terminator 2 Judgment Day, and yeah, so now John, he's living off the grid. So then a TX shows up. Then a new Terminator shows up. She shows up. Her name is TX or Terminator, and she wants to do is not kill John Connor, but kill John Connor's future wife, Kate Brewster. Or future wife, Kate Connor, but she's Kate Brewster. So this version, Kate has in this movie, Kate has a fiance. The so far timeline of this movie is that she and John Connor actually slept together before he met the T-800 last movie. And yeah, so, but the Resistance, they send a reprogrammed T-850, the T-850 to protect John Connor. And yeah, Kate and John, so the TX is like, walks up to this lady or this person, and she's like, I like your car, and kills that person and takes the car for herself. Yeah, she really likes singing in this movie. She says she likes singing. So yeah, she has a lot of things actually. So John and Kate, they meet up, but before Kate, she's actually attacked by the TX, but then the Terminator saves her. And she's like, are you gonna let me go if you get into the car? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, are you gonna let me go now? And he's like, no, I lied. So yeah, this Terminator is different from the last Terminator because this Terminator knows emotions, it knows all the stuff, but it's still hostile towards John Connor. It's not like, because John's like, hey, ask the T-800 if he's gonna kill him, but he's like, no, I have to protect you. So he throws him in the car, driving the car with Kate inside, and Kate's like, what's going on? And he's like, because she, wants to be loud. She thinks she's being kidnapped, but she has no idea that he's for the greater good. So, and yeah, so yeah, even later when they're in the car, John asks him if it's the same Terminator he met last movie, but he says that was a different model. That's why this one's called the T-850. So yeah, so while that's happening, the TX kills Kate's fiance and takes his form, and she kills his fiance and kills her fiance and takes his form, and people think it's him. So how does Terminator get all his clothes? Get all the clothes that he's wearing in the movie. Prior to the scene, he goes into like this biker bar prior to this scene. Talking about the beginning of the movie, and he's like, give me your clothes, and he's like, and the guy's like, talk to the hand, and he's like, and he says it to the hand, he's like, no. that was kind of like, okay, yeah, but anyway, back to the scene. I just wanted to mention that scene because that scene was pretty like, so they get to like a convenience store, and and he's like, you have to. The guy's like, you have to pay for that, and Arnold's like, talk to the hand, and basically that's our "hasta la vista, baby" line. So he's like, talk to the hand. And, yeah. So yeah. So Kate, she's like, help, she's being kidnapped. So the guy calls. So the guy her, calls them, and that's when John. That's when the TX kills her fiance and takes his form, and yeah. So we learned in this movie that Sarah Connor actually died from leukemia, which is very sad. That's why she's not in this movie. But they there's a funny scene where they take her, where he like busts into Sarah Connor. It says that she was, yeah, Sarah Connor died of leukemia, so he busts in, takes her grave, and they start shooting at him, and he starts using like the thing as a shield or something like that, and Sarah thinks that her fiance, and yeah, and then later he's like, you'll feel, he's like, your fiance, he's dead. Basically, just like when he told young John Connor that his foster parents were dead in the last movie. So yeah, so yeah, so they go. But here's a little problem I have with this movie. They totally rewrote last movie's like conclusion. They're like, hey, Kate's dad is the one who's going to create Skynet. Not, I think Crisp is running a mile. Sorry about that. They're not saying. I don't know why that director decided to redo what James Cameron already did with this scene and saying it's Kate's dad who's gonna create Skynet when it was actually Miles. Don't know why I call him Chris, but his name's Miles. They said that he was the one who created Skynet. But now this movie's saying, oh yeah, that wasn't actually the real thing. No, it's Kate's dad. So yeah, so now they have to. So now the new mission is to get to Kate's dad and tell him to stop Skynet, and and like they go, but also TX now knows. So TX goes, the guy that he's online with saying that Skynet's gonna. She takes Kate's form, but then Kate's like, no, that's not me, and then she shoots the dad. She shoots Kate's dad for some real reason, because it's like, if he's supposed to create Skynet, then why kill him? Like, why? Why killing him? Why killing Kate's dad? Like, if in this movie he's supposed to create Skynet, why did the TX think killing him was the best answer? So before Kate's dad dies, he says to go to Crystal Peak and to find and yeah. So while that's happening, so the TX and the Terminator get into a fight. The TX and the Terminator get into a fight. Push bathroom stalls. Boom, boom, boom. Boom. Get into a fight. Push bathroom stalls. Boom, boom. And then she's able to make his and she's able to reprogram. She's able to reprogram him as they're about to get on. He's like, get on, but then all of a sudden he throws him back, and he's like, what are you doing? And he's like, the TX have taken over my system. I must kill John Connor. And he's like, what were you meant to do? Like, what were you meant to do? He's like, protect John Connor. And then he's like, you would be failing that mission right now. And then he's like, and then he regains his mission, and they go off. They go off. And don't know what happened to Terminator after that. What happened to this Terminator after that? He doesn't die. He just flies off. They fly off. They go to the place, and they're like, and they realize that Crystal Peak isn't a place, and they're like, he lied to us, and he's like, why he sent us here to live. So, so yeah, so yeah, so then they get a call from, so then they get a call from, you know, the guy. What's the guy's name? They get a call from some random guy who said he's like his name is John Connor, and he's like, so yeah, so Skynet still like blows up, and it becomes like it takes over stuff, and it still blows, and yeah, so that's basically the Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines. Okay, so what did I think of this movie? I did not think it was good. It was not that good as the first two. I don't think they should retcon last movie's, you know, conclusion that it was that Miles guy who created Skynet. They did that. They were like, oh yeah, that's not true. It was actually Kate's dad who created Skynet. I don't know why they did that. Don't know why they retconned that. That was a perfect scene. It was like so Sarah's whole, you know, shooting that trying to kill Miles was pointless now because they were like, oh yeah, he wasn't the real creator of Skynet. It was Kate's dad. So that was basically pointless. That was basically a pointless scene last movie because now they're basically retconning that by saying, oh, it wasn't actually Miles' dad. Miles, it was actually Kate's father. So why did they do that? I don't know. This movie is good. It's just not as good as the original too. The TX is a good villain. She does like this screech, and then I think she blows up, and that's how they end her character. But like with the other Terminator, like the first Terminator, he did not talk at all, and that when they showed his exoskeleton with stop motion, but come on. And then the second one, he was all liquid metal, but this one actually screeches. This one actually screeches, and yeah. So next movie will be Terminator Salvation. Will I like it? I know it bombed. I know it bombed pretty hard, but I think I can give this movie I'll watch it on Netflix. I'll give it I'll review it probably today or tomorrow. Probably tomorrow. Probably today. I don't know. But like, comment, subscribe. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful morning. And I'll see you next. I'll see you for Terminator Salvation.